Hi there, my name is Jolene Underwood and I lead a great community called Rise Up Writers. This video that I'm doing is a follow-up video for my community on a video I did for MailerLite versus MailChimp, or MailChimp versus MailerLite. And I realized that in that long video I didn't do a clear description of how to set up an RSS campaign in MailerLite. I think I showed it, at least kind of my old formatting with the code, and it looks like things have been made easier. And so I wanted to do this video just to show how to do it in MailerLite because it is very easy. First thing you need to know that an RSS campaign is basically taking your blog feed and setting it up to automatically send your blog posts to subscribers. And as I mentioned in the other video, there have been a lot of bloggers who have switched away from delivering their blog posts directly in email. Some people like that, some people do not. I think the call is really yours depending on what kind of community you want to develop, and I think starting off with just delivering your blog posts is a great way to start, and it's an easy way to start getting familiar with these tools, MailerLite and MailChimp, and then you can start becoming more comfortable with sending out a newsletter or sending up a follow-up email to a blog post that would let you know that a blog post is there, but it wouldn't be the entire blog post. So again, this video is going to show you how to set up an RSS campaign in MailerLite. And what I did is I'm in my test account again, and I basically just clicked on campaigns up here, and we're going to click on Create Campaign. And in the subject line, okay, actually we're going to switch it right here. So here's where you choose campaign type. If you're doing a newsletter, you would want to set up a regular campaign. If you were getting really fancy, you might split it by trying two different subject lines. That would be an A/B split campaign to see if people respond differently with a different type of subject line. Auto resend is something else entirely, and RSS campaign is what we're going to focus on today. So click on RSS campaign. The first thing you need to do is look up your RSS feed. If you have a self-hosted site like through WordPress, then more than likely this is going to work for you. If not, I don't have an answer, but you can leave a question and I can ask somebody else who could maybe help out. This should bring the feed for me. We're going to look it up and test it. Basically, it's just a way of syndicating and pulling in your blog posts. Okay, so subject line. One thing I mentioned in the other video is that some people will have the subject line, which is just basically notes from my desk, or it's the same thing that goes out every single time a blog post goes out. I personally don't find that very beneficial because when I get emails that say the same thing, something great for you from my blog or whatever it is, your eyes gloss over those same words and you're not going to be as likely to click through. So for an RSS feed, you're not going to know what you want to put there as a subject line every single time. You can go right here, click on this drop down box and go to last post title. And so that's going to just bring in the title of the last thing that you posted, and it's going to match your blog post. Your subject line is going to match it when it goes out. RSS settings. All right, this is when you decide when you want to send it. Some people send early in the day, some send right at noon, 3 in the afternoon, 7 at night, whatever. You decide what days you want to do. Maybe you don't want to deliver your RSS feed any day except for these 3 days. If you don't choose every single day, but you have posted, let's say, you posted Monday after your email went out and you posted again on Tuesday, Wednesdays is going to have 2 blog posts in it if you choose to do it every other day. You decide when it goes out. Show only the new post. So I'm going to say every day. I'm going to choose every day again. And at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m., show only new posts. I don't need a notification that it's sent, but you might want one if you want to just get confirmation. There have been a couple of times when for some reason my site wasn't accessible at that very minute, so a blog post didn't go out and I had to go back in and manually send or change the campaign time, which I did one time to let the campaign go out and then changed it back to the time I normally want to send it. Okay, so in going to the next step here, we're going to choose a drag and drop editor. This will help you, here's some different templates that you could set up to use right off the bat. Yeah, we could try one of these, blog updates. Let's just go ahead and try this. Okay, now this one is pulling several in because I haven't been doing an RSS feed, so it's pulling in several. This box in here is going to have the RSS content, so when you click on it, it's showing, and you can change this. I only want one item to show. You can change the settings. Do you want to show just an excerpt, the short amount here? An excerpt with the featured image. You could do just the title and have several of them go out like once a week. If you wanted to do a digest, you could also do, so you could set up an RSS feed for every single blog post, and then you could have a weekly digest, and this is how you would do it. You'd want to put in maybe just a title and excerpt, and then they would see that list instead of the full blog post. But if you're sending out your blog post content, you're going to want to do that one, full content, and it pulls in everything that's there with the images. Unfortunately, when I use this Tweet This plugin, for some reason it shows those really big. So we'll just leave it as full content there. And here you can change this to your logo, which we did last time. We just, I'm just going to use the same logo because that's the one that I uploaded. Always do that. Select that. And you probably want to put your site URL there. And so I would say that's my tagline. So I might include that, I might not. The way that it looks there, I don't like it. I'm not sure that I would use the template, honestly, because I kind of don't like the way that some of these things are set up, but you can go in and change it. You can go in and change the font size, the text, and let me go back up here before I lose you. Let me change the design a little bit. So we have Logan style. Okay, there's not much to change there on the header. And then this one, I would actually probably delete this. You could just get rid of the block if you want. Save it, and I would go down here. You can add all of these things, but basically the box that's here is this right here that says RSS items. This is a signature where you could put in your picture and you could have information about you right there, and you could have like a little, not a greeting, but is it a salutation at the end, where in mine I say that I believe in the power of Christ in you and through you, something like that. And then you could do your social links. You can add other social links towards the bottom. Let me get back down there. Well, I don't like that the way that's doing that, but you can add these here. That's where people can find you on those social links. To edit that, you're going to put your link right there. Make sure that has your actual page or profile address, as well as this one is going to have your username for Instagram. They're pretty easy to add to it if you know what your username is. Mine's the same for all three of those. And leave that. So basically, this should be enough to get you started with pulling together an RSS feed. And again, you could do a daily one, and then you could do a weekly digest and give people that option. Review and confirm. These are all fake email addresses here. Now, I have to choose the recipients. Okay, so here's the subject and sender information. It includes the automatic coding that they need, content which you can preview, RSS settings, and you can send yourself a test email, which I highly recommend sending a test email so that you could take a look at what it looks like for you on a phone or on a desktop. And by the way, I forgot to show you this here in the content. Okay, what was I just going to show you? Oh my gosh, my mind went blank. Oh, here, we're going to do a preview, and you can look at it as if it would be on a phone, or go back to the desktop. So it gives you different ways to look at it. But again, I really like to do the sending a test email and sometimes even printing things out just to see how it looks and different ways that people are going to see your content. And sometimes if it's a newsletter I'm doing, I want to be able to catch typos and the way that it flows. I can tell more by reading it out loud, those types of things. So anyway, I'm not going to go ahead and schedule this, but hopefully this will help you get started in setting up an RSS feed. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below and let me know.